Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Give me 2 minutes. We'll start the class by 5:25. Last class, we are discussing about compound interest. Yes, quick discussion about the compound interest and simple interest, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I couldn't connect in next two classes, that is last week Thursday and Tuesday class, as I'm occupied with my exam and preparation for exam. So this week we will be having test, objective test only. So the topics will be all topics from comparing quantities. So let us discuss what is simple interest. The money. So for this, let us first get in detail about three terms, that is what is principal, what is rate of interest, okay, what is principal amount, and what is amount, okay, and what is rate of interest. So principal or sum, we call it as the money borrowed from an agency, or an individual. Don't confuse, don't get confused like what is agency. Agency is nothing but what? It's a finance agency or bank agency, or there are some FinCorp companies, financial companies, okay, or bank, or there are some cooperative societies. So it is meant by agency, which is a financial institution agency where it lends money to the borrowers. Did we discuss this one? Taxes, did we discuss?
Yes, sir.
What is GST? Overhead taxes. Okay, effective cost price. We didn't discuss. Did we discuss taxes?
Sir, we discussed taxes, sir.
We discussed. Okay, good. Okay, we discussed taxes, but we didn't solve problems on it. Okay, after this topic, we will solve the problems in next class.
Sir, can you scroll up?
So the money borrowed from an agency or individual, for a certain period, for a certain period of time, is called principal or sum. So don't get confused here. Here one thing you have to note it as a key point. Money borrowed from any agency for certain period of time. So this is the main thing which you have to remember. So money here means it's a total money you have borrowed. Suppose if you are borrowing 20,000 rupees, from a particular bank, let us say some State Bank of India or any HDFC or ICICI bank, for 1 month with an interest of 10%. So when I say here money, it's a total amount of money. Okay, total amount of money which you needed. Suppose if you want an amount for some educational purpose, like you want to pay your school fees, particular school fees, or if you want to buy books, or you want to do some project work, so you want some money for that. So initially, what you do actually, suppose if you have suppose if your parents are not financially sound, what they will do, they will lend money from the bank, or they will use credit cards. So what exactly credit cards doing there? So you are just borrowing money from the limit which is provided, that is limit matlab credit limit that is provided by the bank as per your earning sources. Suppose if your earning sources is more than 1 lakh, you will get a good credit card of good credit limit. So there are many other factors to decide your credit limit. So we can't go in depth about your what all are the factors that decide your credit limit. But for now, you please remember, money borrowed from an agency or individual for a certain period of time. So next, the principle. So this principle with together with certain interest,
Sir, what is that line beside principal?
sorry, this line,
Ah, sir.
that is nothing, just an addition to this. The principle together with the interest, certain interest, is called amount. Is called amount. So here you can write it as principal. So and to say here, principal is denoted by P. Please remember, plus interest is equal to amount. Is equal to amount. So principal plus interest is equal to amount. So what is ROI? ROI is nothing but rate of interest. ROI is nothing but rate of interest. So the interest on 100 matlab 100%. 100, that is cent on cent per annum, is called rate of interest per annum. Here, what exactly on in the interest on 100 per annum? Here 100 means cent. So usually you calculate rate of interest in terms of percentage, not in terms of amount. Suppose if I tell you certain amount of rupees dash is given at certain interest, means that exactly means what? You are giving an amount at 2%, 3%, 4%. What exactly this percent means? Percent means 3% of the principal amount. 3% of the principal. So when you add this 3% to the principal, if you calculate 3% of this principal and add it to the principal, that is gives rise to amount. So these are the basic things what we learned, that is rate of interest, and that is the what is you meant by amount, that is the amount. Amount is nothing but addition of principal. Principal, that is the exact amount which you took from and borrow. For suppose if you are taking 10 rupees from your friend after 2 days, 2 days here defines certain period of time, and you tell I will give you 5 rupees as a interest. So overall you will be paying rupees 15 after 2 days to your friend. So here 10 rupees is principal, 5 rupees is interest, and 15 rupees is amount which you should repay back to your friend. Which you should pay back to your friend. Okay, to your friend. So this is rate of interest. Let us come now. So here we have two kind of interest. So depending upon the applications, two kind of interest we have. One is simple interest and one is compound interest. One is simple interest and one is compound interest. So what do you mean by simple interest here? What do you mean by simple interest here? If the principal, so I already told you what is principal. It is the original amount.
Borrowed from
Yes.
amount lended from another
Yes.
source.
Yes. Yes. It is the original amount. Again, you don't get confused what is original amount, what is duplicate amount. Original amount means the amount which you took at the time from a borrower. Okay. So the principal remains the same for the entire loan period. For the entire loan period, then the interest is called as
Simple interest.
simple interest. So here simple, you are not making any complexes. So name itself is self-explanatory here. You are not making any complexes. You are not making any complex. You are just calculating. What you are doing, you are just increasing interest and you are adding that interest to the fixed principal. And this principal will be constant till the end of your certain time. Suppose if you borrowed a money of 50,000 from any of the borrower who is very close to you, or suppose your neighbor or your friend. Okay, so so that interest will be keep on adding to the principal. Interest keep on changing with time, but principal will be same. Yes, Lasya, what's your doubt?
Sir, actually, I just now joined, sir. Sir, actually, I just now joined, sir. I got a network issue. So could you please repeat what were you saying?
Your voice is too low. Sorry, I can't hear you. Can please be a bit louder?
Yes, sir. Now,
Yeah, it is.
sir, I joined late, sir, because I have a network issue. So could you say what we were doing, sir?
We had, so last class you are there, right? Last Monday.
Sir?
Last Monday you present, right?
Yes, sir.
So last Monday we just discussed a gist of simple interest and compound interest. Till
Yes,
now
sir.
we discussed what is simple interest. Sorry, what are the terms? Principal, what is meant by amount, what is meant by rate of interest. Now we are discussing what is simple interest.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So now here, so it's okay. So here you have to concentrate. So don't get confused. Here you have to, the key points here are principal remains the same and then for the entire loan period. So this is the key point. Please remember this key point. Principal remains the same for the entire loan period. So what exactly mean by this, sir? What is meant by principal remains the same for the entire loan period? Let us discuss now. And you believe it or not, till now what all we discussed, ratio and proportion, simple interest and compound interest, profit and loss, and also discount, These chapters, irrespective of whatever horizon or whatever field you take, this will be the screening test. These chapters will be in your screening test. Go to any higher studies. If you want to go for bachelor's, master's in abroad, in India, in you, irrespective of what subject you are studied till then, for any screening test or for any admission test, these will be the basics which is involved in the screening test, and they will be considered under quantitative aptitude. So any doubt, please ask me now only. Even you write any government exam like civil services examination also, you will have separate paper called data interpretation. For prelims, you will be having CSAT, that is civil services aptitude test. And in mains, you will be having data interpretation. There again, you have to read these all concepts. You have to solve problems. But the only thing is, you have to increase your speed and more amount of understanding should be involved there. So these concepts are very, 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 very important. You, irrespective of whatever field you choose, except medical. Nowadays, medical students are also not in India, but in abroad countries, medical students are also being tested with their quantitative aptitude skills. Except medical, in India, I am talking about, but in other countries, in a medical screening test also, they are asking questions from this. So it's very, very, very important. Please be attentive while you are listening. Any doubt, you please raise your hand. So if the principal remains the same for the entire loan period, then the interest is called as simple interest. So simple interest. So simple interest is nothing but PTR by 100. So there should be formula, right? So here we have to calculate interest. So how come this interest formula has been all of the sudden popped up? So simple interest. So you need to calculate how exactly. I already told you rate of interest is. I please. This is my sincere request. Whenever you have some doubt, immediately you can please raise hand so that I can have some uh, prefixed mind that I should address your doubt. So somebody saying something, please ask. Who is that? Last year, I guess. I can hear if I'm not wrong. Okay.
No, sir, no.
So here are the two things to be remembered. So here I already told you at very beginning of the rate of interest that interest on 100 per annum. So 100 per annum, I already told you what is 100 cent. So this is PTR 100 per 100. So here if you consider simple interest is equal to P means what here? Principal. T means what here? Time period. And what is R here? Rate of interest. Okay. And sometimes they will be also giving you in question without mentioning amount. Principal, they will be giving amount. So please be cautious while solving the problems. In problems, sometimes instead of giving principal, they will be giving amount. And they will tell you to find out the simple interest and they will give you the rate of interest also. So you already know what is principal, what is amount. Okay. So this is ROI, this is rate of interest. That is simple interest. So for any problems, they will be mentioning what kind of interest to be calculated. Suppose if they want you to calculate simple interest for the given certain amount period, considering certain amount, they will be giving you amount and they won't give you principal. They clearly mention that what so and so amount is borrowed. So amount borrowed means at that moment what you have to calculate, principal you have to calculate. So how will you calculate? Questions two will be given. One is amount will be given and one is interest will be given. And interest giving as a term, they will also mention which kind of interest it is, whether it is simple interest or whether it is compound interest. So when they give you amount and simple interest or compound interest, at that moment you have to always find it out principal. So principal is nothing but amount minus interest which is given, like compound interest or simple interest. So this is the very key point. You have to note this. There are number of problems where students got confused without noting the points as amount or without notifying or without going through the term note principal or amount. So this is very important, students. Anyways, I will also give you some kind of model questions which is related to this confusion. So please be attentive while you are reading the question. Yes, somebody again said, sir, what is the doubt? So let us solve small problem before we go in detail. Yes, Gagana, what's your doubt?
So when will we start doing Olympiad questions?
So that's what I'm telling you. Olympiad questions is nothing but an additional improvisation of difficulty in solving the questions. So before going in solving questions, let us get in detail about the concept. I can throw you any problems, not only CBSE, RD Sharma problems. I have very good books. I can throw you any problems which are at Olympiad level. So students who come to me and say what is Olympiad level, what is IIT level, what is mains, JEE mains level, I really don't like to hear this term. So these all exams are meant for check your ability and solving skills. Okay. So when your ability and solving skills will develop, when you are very much clear about the concepts. So please always focus on getting clear about the concept. Anyways, I will be giving you number of problems as this chapter is very key for your future purpose. Also, we'll be discussing a lot of problems on this chapter, including all levels. So first thing, you focus on what? Only concepts. Okay, we'll be discussing, don't worry.
Okay, sir.
So simple interest. So let us do simple problem now. Find the simple interest. Find the simple interest. Okay. On rupees 25,000, so 2,500 at 15% per annum for 2 years. So here you have to notify. One is they said simple interest. One they gave it as simple interest. Okay. And another they gave it as amount. That is, sorry, they just told us to calculate 2,500 at 15% per annum for 2 years. They didn't mention it whether it is a principal or amount. Anyways, here one point should be observed. Principal or amount means here they already gave one additional term called interest, and they gave here some borrowed 2,500 rupees borrowed. When will be the output come as amount? When principal plus interest will add, then only it will be amount, right? Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So here you are ultimately calculating the, anyways, you are calculating the simple interest, but simple interest will be add on to the principal, then only you will be getting amount. So here they clearly mentioned interest, that is rate of interest, and they gave this 2,500. From this you should figure out that, array, what is amount? Amount is nothing but principal plus interest. But here interest, so here amount, certain value is given, money, that is monetary value. Monetary value means 2500 rupees, 100 rupees, 400 rupees. This is called monetary value. So certain monetary value is given and they are telling us to find out the simple interest. So we need to add the simple interest. So if we need to add the simple interest, then only we will get amount. So here it is ultimately what? Principal. So don't get confused in that. So here now 2500. So 2500 is a monetary value, that is principal. So 2500. So rate of interest is given, that is 15%. Rate of interest is given, that is 15%. Now what I will do here is 15%. This is rate of interest and principal is given as 2500 and that SI we need to find out and time is given as 2 years. So now you know the formula. What is that? Simple interest is equal to PTR by 100. So I already told you P is principal, T is time, R is rate of interest. So I will substitute here 2500 into time is 2 years into a rate of interest is 15. So here always remember when you are substituting rate of interest, sir, here 15% no sir, 15 by 100 no sir. So 15 by 100 is what sir? It's 0.15 no sir. So we have to substitute 0.15 here no sir. Never do that. 15% means you have to substitute R is equal to 15 only. Already we are defining here with by 100. PTR by 100. When I give you without 100, SI is equal to PTR, then you can do that. But we are including 100 in the formula, that is percent. So here by 15 by 100. So you ultimately these two zeros will get cancelled. 25 into 2 is 50. 50 into 15 is 750. So simple interest. Now my simple interest for certain time, that is for 2 years, will be 750. So suppose if I borrowed a money of 2500 rupees from one fellow, that is some fellow Rahul. So I need to pay after 2 years, including simple interest, that is 750 rupees. So this is principal amount. So sometimes we will call amount as principal as principal amount also. Okay, principal amount or principal plus 750 is equal to 2500 plus 750 kitna hoga bhai? So 0521. So 3250 rupees. So rupees 3250. So this is called as amount. So amount you need to repay back to your friend Rahul is 3250 rupees. 3250 rupees. But here you need to concentrate on the demand of the question. What is the demand of the question? Just find simple interest. They didn't ask you to find out the amount. So your answer will be 750 only. If they also ask you to find SI and amount after 2 years, then your answer will be 3250 rupees and interest will be, simple interest will be 750 rupees. So any confusion in understanding this? Any confusion in understanding this, students? If
No,
someone
sir.
has some, if someone has some doubt, please raise your hand, or else we will solve one more problem relating to this. Shall we move on?
Yes, sir.
Everybody from the class, shall we move on?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Again, I am telling these concepts are very, very important till you secure a good job or till you land yourself on a good job. So please be attentive. Any doubt, please let me know. Next. A certain sum has been borrowed at 16% per annum. Under simple interest. So in question they will give simple interest. Okay. Instead of mentioning interest, they will give you which type of interest. Until and unless if they don't mention it is which type of interest, then the problem itself is faulty. That is wrong problem, wrong question. If the sum amounts to 12,000 for 1 year, 3 months. So don't get confused what is 1 year, 3 months. 12 plus 3 is 15 months. So instead of writing it as 15 months, they gave you in question 1 year, 3 months. Then find the sum borrowed. Sum borrowed at the beginning period. At the beginning period. So I already told you one case. What is that? That is, they will give principal, sorry, they will give you amount and simple interest, and they will tell you to find out the principal. So here we got the question or not now. So here what we supposed to do now? So what they are telling, a certain sum, please concentrate here, a certain sum. Let me add one more pen, this pen. So here see, the certain sum has borrowed at 16% per annum. Under simple interest. So two things we got confirmed. One is 16% per annum and it is a simple interest. So rate of interest we got to know, what kind of interest, sorry, what type of interest also we got to know. So no confusion in that. Next, if the sum amounts to 12,000 for 1 year. So from this word itself, from this line itself, we should understand that it is obviously, for sure it should be an amount. And why? Because after 1 year you are calculating. So time period, after certain time period, interest is added or not to the principal.
Yes, sir.
So after certain time period, interest is added. So after certain time period, if interest is added, that is amount or principal. It is amount, obviously, right? So it is amount. So rupees 12,000 for 1 year, 3 months. I didn't mention this 3 months. So please be cautious. So overall for 15 months, the amount summed up to be 12,000. 12,000. Now we don't know how much amount that fellow borrowed at the beginning period. So at the beginning period, so again they gave you hint in the question at the beginning period by mentioning the term at the beginning period. So by mentioning the term at the beginning period means what exactly you mean? So you mean that it's a principal we have to calculate there. It's the
Sir.
principal amount we have to calculate there. Okay. Yes, Nainika.
No, sir, I just said yes.
Okay, fine. So now let us, so step 1 to solve such kind of problems. Given amount, that is, this is not principal again. I am telling you this is not principal again. Why? Because it is calculated after certain period. So that is amount. So 12,000. And what is rate of interest given there? 16%. And what is the time period they given it as? 1 year. So always remember, I want to say you one thing here. When you, whatever you are calculating for any kind of problems, whether it is in simple interest or whether it is in compound interest, you have to always consider time in years. You have to always consider time in years. Suppose they gave here as 1 year, 3 months. For your convenience in calculating. For your convenience in calculating, you should not consider it as, sir, 1 year is 12 years. No, sir. 12 months. No, sir. 3 months. No, sir. So 12 plus 3 is 15 months. No, sir. I will take 15 months. No, sir. Total problem is wrong. At very beginning, what we said, rate of interest is per annum. Per annum. See here. We will always calculate interest per annum, not per month. We will always calculate interest per annum. So if you are calculating interest per annum, what's your ultimate motto should be? You should consider time period in terms of year only. Suppose if it is 6 months, 6 months means half a year. That is 1/2 you can consider it as. So now, yes, Bansika, what's your doubt?
I don't have a doubt.
Okay. So here 12 months, 1 year. So 3 months, how much it is amount to? So I'll do cross multiplication. So 3 into 1 equal to, let us be x, 12 into x. So x is equal to 3 by 12. So that will be equal to 1/4. So 1/4 year is like quarter of an year. So what I will do here now, time period. So time period, what I will do here, 1 year plus 1/4. So that will be equal to 5/4 year. 5/4 year. So what my time period now? So ultimately, what all I have? What all I have here? Ultimately, what all I have here? One is, what is that? One is what? One is
Yes.
amount. Another is rate of interest. Another is time. Principal, I need to calculate. So let us do smart calculation here. Anyways, you know, simple interest is equal to PTR by 100 equal to what we have to calculate. One thing is, see, here they didn't gave you the simple interest amount. So here what is simple interest amount? Again, you will get confused. So here what we calculated here, simple interest amount is 750 rupees. And the final amount is adding to the principal, you will get simple interest. So here you don't directly substitute 12,000 here and P is T R by 100. You have T value, you have R value, you know what is 100, and subjecting P 12,000 by TR, you know TR values into 100. Again, this 100 will be, if you move towards left hand side, that will be 100. So principal amount you will calculate here. This is absolutely wrong. You are calculating amount, not interest amount. Interest amount is different from the amount. Interest amount, see previously what you did, you are adding that interest amount to the principal, then you are calculating on whole the amount. Here they clearly mentioned that the sum amounts, sum means what? Clearly you have to mention, clearly they mentioned in the question that sum amounts to, means interest, with adding interest amount only, they are giving you the complete amount. So don't get confused. Don't take value simple interest as 12,000 rupees. So this is absolutely wrong. Don't go with that method. So these are the mistakes usually student does. Within Haribari mode, they consider simple interest amount as 12,000 and they will calculate. So now simple interest will be simple interest. Let us calculate that also. And P means we don't know. Let us calculate that also. TU anyways notes that is 5/4 into 16 by 100. So you know 4 ones, 4 fours. So 4 ones and again 4 4 16, 4 ones 4 25s, 5 ones 5 fives. So P by 5. So simple interest I got it as principal by 5. So now you know that what is amount. Amount is equal to principal plus interest. So here what is interest? Simple interest. So now what I will do here, so I will substitute simple interest here. So what is simple interest here? P by 5. So P plus P by 5 amount already they gave you, that is 12,000. So this is 5P. If I calculate taking LCM, 5P plus 5. So 5 into P is 5P plus P, that will be equal to 6P by 5. So 12,000 is equal to 6P by 5. So I will be subjecting P here. So 12,000 into 5 by 6. So you already know that 12 is divisible by 6. So that will be 2000. So 2000 is equal into 5 is nothing but 10,000. So now overall principal is, amount is how much? 12,000. Principal is 1,000. And what is SI here now? Simple interest 2,000. So any confusion in this?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So these types of problems will be given. Okay. So now what is the principle they asked? They asked the question, then find the sum borrowed at the beginning period. Beginning period means what year? Last year? What is the beginning period amount here last year? Are you here in the class? She is away again. Okay, fine. So beginning period amount is how much? 10,000 rupees. So any confusion in this now? Any confusion in understanding what is principal, what is simple interest, or what is amount, or what is per annum, or what is borrowed amount at beginning period? Any confusion in these terms? Please raise your hand now itself. Now itself, please raise your hand.
Sir, can you explain the step right after you do, like right before you find the principal, sir? I couldn't understand it. Before finding the principal.
Before finding the principal, which
Here,
this
sir.
which,
Here. S
uh,
equals P by 5. Below that, sir. After that.
this one.
After that, sir.
So here we calculate a simple interest. Till this you got.
Yes, sir. Till this I got. Next one, sir.
Then what I am doing? I already told you. No, amount is nothing but principal plus interest.
Yes,
At the
sir.
very beginning of the class, we discussed this. Amount is nothing but principal plus interest. So our ultimate aim is to find out the principal. So here interest means, I already told you what kind of interest it is mentioned in the question there. Simple interest, right?
Yes, sir. Simple
So
interest.
I substitute, yes, so I substituted simple interest is P by 5. We got to know simple interest is equal to P by 5, right?
Yes, sir.
So I substituted that P by 5 in the formula and replaced simple interest with P by 5, and I calculated principal amount.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So to compound interest, this is compound interest is quite lengthy. I will just give you some small definition and we will discuss tomorrow. So compound interest is denoted as CI. So CI is the compound interest is the interest calculated on previous year's amount. That is, amount is nothing but P plus I. So on the very first day only I told you, like on Monday, last Monday, I told you what I told you. I told there in simple interest, principal amount will be always constant. Principal amount will be always constant. From that principal amount only you will be calculating. Suppose here in compound interest, principal amount keeps on changing year after year, year after year, year after year. Suppose if I take 20% at 1000 rupees is my amount which I actually took. So my principal is 1000. My rate of interest is 20%. So by simple interest, I will find out what is simple interest formula here. So for 1 year, what is my interest? So 1000 into 20 into what is this? 1 year, 1 year by 100. So this get cancelled. So 2 into 20 into 10 is 200. So now I'll directly add it. My simple interest, that is my amount will be equal to 1000 rupees. That is my principal plus simple interest amount. That is 200. That is finally 1200. So this is for first year you will be calculating this. For second year also in principal amount, what you will do? Again you will calculate 1000 plus principal amount is constant here. Please remember, this is second year amount. This is first year amount. This is second year amount. Principal is constant here again. Please remember, principal is constant here. So again, what you will do? 2 years. So I'm just replacing here. So 2 years. So 2 means again, what I will get here? 400 or not, students?
Yes, sir.
So 400. So 400. So after 2 years, what I will do? I will add 1400 rupees. I will pay back to that fellow whom I borrowed actually. So second year amount will be 1400 rupees. So 1400 rupees I will pay back. So this is in simple interest. But in compound interest, here the trick has been actually popped up. So here in compound interest, what is exactly mentioned here is first year will be the same. First year will be same. That is 1200 rupees in compound interest. Coming to second year, so coming to second year, I will add 1200. So here my principal amount changes. For compound interest, second year amount, my principal amount changes here. What is my principal amount? A plus I of first year. P plus I of first year. P plus I of first year. What is P plus I? Principal amount plus interest. 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 So here you see, CI is the interest calculated on previous year amount. Previous year amount. So 1200 plus. Now compound interest is how much here? So 400. So now my amount is for second year is 1600. So now can you see the difference here? Can you see the difference here? What I am doing?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. My principal amount is changed, completely changed.
Yes,
Third
sir.
year, fourth year, every year will be changing. So next year my principal amount, third year, if I want to pay after certain time, that is after 3 years, my principal amount will be 1600. At a rate of interest, how much? How much here? 20%. Next, and I will calculate, I will add something here. Again, it will change. Again, I will take this value into fourth year. If I paying after 4 years, again I will take this value plus add my interest amount, and again I will calculate the amount. So my principal amount changes again. If I want to again calculate after 5 years, again it will changes. That is, here the principal amount is not static. Static matlab it's not constant. It's varying. So principal amount is always the previous year's P plus I. Are you getting my point? So for this again we have some that formula. We will discuss that formula tomorrow. So any confusion and understanding what is simple interest and compound interest now? Please let me know.
I have a
No,
doubt,
sir.
sir.
Yes, Venkat Rudra, what's your doubt?
No, sir.
Sir, not me, sir.
I'm Pranav, sir.
प्रणव कहाँ है बेटा? हाँ बोलिए बेटा, क्या है डाउट? क्या है? व्हाट्स द डाउट?
Sir, like in third year, like we should calculate 20% of 1600, sir.
How much interest? I don't know. That fellow will decide how much interest it is. Principal amount will be changing. Did you get my point? Yes. So third year, now we got 1600 as amount, no? So this is what amount. So this amount will be added as principal, plus again we will calculate interest. Are you getting my point? So only one thing you have to remember: in simple interest, principal amount will be constant. In compound interest, principal amount will be keep on changing, and our amount will be keep on changing. Amount will be keep on changing. So whenever I say principal amount, don't get confused. Principal amount is also called as principal. So amount is different from principal amount or principal. Yes, Charantej.
Sir,
Yes, Charantej.
Sir, is it like that compound interest should be more than the simple interest?
Yes, 100%. Compound interest is more than simple interest. You are seeing here, no, simple interest. How much amount you are getting in simple interest? So you see here, banks never give you on simple interest. They always give you compound. Compound means compounding. Name itself is self. Compounding means it's more than simple. Simple means very simple. You just add there. But compound means compounding. Every year it is compounding, step by step, step by step. Suppose if you are calculating fourth year, you will take third year's amount. Suppose if you are calculating fifth year, you will take fourth year amount as principal amount. Suppose if you are calculating seventh year, you will take a seventh year amount as, sorry, sixth year amount as seventh year's principal amount. So the previous year's amount will be the principal for the next year calculation. So you are compounding. Compounding means adding one upon another. So what do you meant by compound wall? Compound, why it is called as compound wall? You are piling one brick after another brick, and that's how you are constructing the compound wall around your house. So in the similar way, so you are not bothering. So here, if you see in principal interest, you are only piling bricks in this way. So let me suppose if you want to go for a flooring for your house, suppose for your living area, if you want to go for flooring, what you will do, you will calculate carpet area and you will buy tiles and you will pile up one after the other. So this is called what? Simple interest.
Yes, sir.
Suppose if you are piling up one brick after the other brick, one brick after the other brick, and it will from 0 to it will rise till certain height. Let us say around 7 feet wall. What you are doing here, you are increasing, you are piling up brick one after the other, and you are, so here what is the base you are taking? Your base you are taking. So first of all, edaithe undo, so first base you are adding second base. On that second base, you are considering so how you are getting third base after adding it on second base, and how you are getting fourth base after adding this fourth base on third base. So similarly, compound interest also. The previous year principal, so the previous year amount will be the base for the calculation of current year's amount. Yes,
Sir,
what's your
sir, so compound interest is more beneficial than simple interest.
That's what I'm telling you. No, banks all, so whatever loan you take, Whatever loan you take, house loan, car loan, vehicle loan, mobile loan, any item you purchase on EMI, everything is your compound interest. Nobody will give you on simple interest. So compound interest is more than simple interest. So everybody will give you in banks, everybody will give you on simple compound interest.
Fine, sir.
Okay. Yes, Pranava, what's your doubt?
Sir, like in the previous question, what I asked was, should we like in the question, according to the question only, he said that we should add 20% interest, no sir. So should we in compound interest when I'm talking about, so should we add 20% of 1,000 and add to that the previous year, or we should add 20% of the past year, sir?
Last year, I didn't get your question properly. Can you please come again?
Like when you scroll up the
Yes. So one more thing I want to tell you here. First year of compound interest will be simple interest only. అర్థమవుతుందా మీకు? అంటే బేస్ లేకుండా without calculating base, how you will calculate how you will construct a compound wall? So to construct a base, there should be an interest amount, no? So that interest amount will be what? Simple interest only. Then from there you will be starting. So if suppose 1200 amount has been come, I actually calculated using simple interest of 20% on principal. So I got it as amount, I got it as that is principal plus interest. With simple interest, I got it as 1200. From then, second year, I will consider this 1200 rupees as my principal. Next 1400 rupees, I will consider it as principal. 1600 rupees, I will consider it as principal. So here principal is changing. Pranava, you asked the doubt and you are not listening. What is this? Okay, anyways, it's time up for me. Let's wind up the class. Pranava, your doubt is clarified? अरे कुछ तो बोलो भाई, I can't hear you properly.
yes sir.
Okay, fine. Chalo then, students, any doubts in today's class?
No, sir.
No, sir.
जुबेर बेटा कुछ डाउट है क्या आज क्लास में? वर्षित, जुबेर, वेंकट रुद्रा,
No doubt, sir.
वंशिका, चरण तेज, नैनिका,
No, sir.
गगना, साहिती.
No,
No, no doubt.
Okay, chalo then let's wind up the class. So we discuss, so theoretically we discuss what exactly meant by compound interest. Tomorrow we'll go in practical, that is we'll discuss formula on it and we'll discuss some problems on compound interest. Then we will calculate some similar problems. We will see the difference. Suppose we will be calculating simple interest and compound interest for same principle, and we will see the difference, how much amount will be difference, whether simple interest is greater or compound interest is greater. Anyways, compound interest will be only greater, but we will check the difference. We will also come to know the difference between simple interest and compound interest tomorrow, along with the formula based questions. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
sir.
Yeah, thank you. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Bye, sir.